WrestleDream 2023 took place in Seattle, Washington, and featured the AEW debut of Adam Edge Copeland. And the crowd went wild. Hooray! I was there, and it was a hell of a moment. I couldn't hear for a goddamn hour because of the reaction. I was right there on the floor, near the announcer's table. Holy shit, what a moment. And then, a year later, Tony Khan basically killed Washington State as a live event market with that bullshit finish of the Death Riders and all that horseshit, and he thought that was good television, pay-per-view, whatever the fuck. And then he realized, well, holy shit, the Kent shows didn't draw. Yes, that's an actual city in Washington State. So he said, I'm going to go to St. Louis. Thanks, Sam Muchnick, guys. Oh, I'm just going to have a whole bunch of fun. We're going to have a great show. Ding! A great show. Ding! God, I hope it's a great show. And I'm here to talk about what could possibly happen, and what probably will. I'm John Ritland with my AEW WrestleDream 2025 predictions. Let me know your predictions in the comments, please. And let's just jump right on into it, because I told you that I would be here right after my Dynamite and Collision review. And part of the reason I decided to do that is because I got to work in a few hours, and also because of the different work schedule, I was able to check out both those shows live, and I will be buying WrestleDream. This will be likely one of the last AEW pay-per-views I watch, unless they do a few things I'm going to talk about in this particular predictions video, because they have to shore some things up, they have to change some things, and Khan has to fucking pivot on the Death Riders. That's the big thing. He doesn't. Oh boy. Anyway, tailgate brawl stuff. So, Orange Cassidy and friends against the Death Riders. Oh boy, oh joy, oh bliss. Oh, probably the Death Riders. I mean, maybe Orange Cassidy gets a band, they pin Yuta or Garcia. Does it really fucking matter? No. So, Willow and Harley Cameron are going to take on Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. I'll go with Willow and Harley because, to be perfectly honest, Ford has no business getting victories in 2025. She's not good. I mean, she's adequate if you basically work around her weaknesses, which are numerous. Some people, they just can't do it. And she can't. Harley is at least improved enough. Willow is super over, should be in the goddamn title picture. Just have her flatten Mercedes. Just have her flatten Mercedes. Please. By the way, apparently Mercedes is taking on Persephone, I guess at the CMLL show, I think, because Mercedes, I do not believe, is on this card, unless she has a surprise match. It's actually good, because I don't have to watch her do the stupid entrance, the stupid dance, and then work a match where, yes, technically she can do stuff, but I am sick of watching Mercedes. So anyway, Willow and Harley are probably going to get this victory. And Willow better be the one to beat Mercedes. Just get some revenge, get the title on somebody that actually matters, that actually is good. Good for the product, that is. And I don't care if Mercedes can do stuff. She's a lousy fucking promo, and she deserves to be told that. She thinks her shit don't stink. Oh, it does, honey. It does. Probably as much as that hair glue that you keep using. So anyway, FTR are going to take on Jet Speed. Yes, FTR of Cash and Dax against Jet, Kevin Knight, and fuck you, Speedball. I know it's Jet, I know it's Kevin Knight, but nevertheless, FTR will probably get the victory here. I don't see why they wouldn't. I really think they got to have Copeland come back. I know he's filming that Percy Jackson television show. Wrap that up as soon as you can and have him and Christian come back and just have this whole thing finish up. Because Christian's off this program too. They need to wrap some shit up, and they need to move in different directions. They got to move away from some talents. But FTR is going to get the victory here. Then Eddie and Hook, which I haven't done in a while. They'll win. They might face a couple members of LFI. They might face a couple jobbers. I don't really know or care. Eddie and Hook will get the victory, I guess. So let's go to the Hurt Syndicate. Yes, all three against the Demand. I demand that Ricochet be less bald and stupid. It's the rematch, a tornado tag. Oh, the Syndicate are probably going to win this. The feud was a good idea, but I don't think has really worked out all that well. Like, they just don't seem to know what to do. The Syndicate are still over. Unfortunately, if they don't give them something better to do, like, I don't know, win the titles from Brodito and go on another run. I don't know what we're doing here. I'll go with the Syndicate winning. And then Jamie Hayter against Tekla. I have Tekla winning. Why? Because nothing against Jamie Hayter. I would like to see Jamie Hayter maybe get a TBS shot and lariat Mercedes' weave right off and teach her a lesson. But I think Tekla is going to be it. And I think she should be the one to beat Statlander. Have her, you know what? Just have somebody good beat Mercedes. I'm just glad it wasn't Riho. At least she's not on this fucking show. But Tekla should get the victory. All due respect to Jamie Hayter, but you gotta go with the hot hand here. Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita, AEW tag title match. Unless Bandito is really hurt and they need to take the titles off of him. Unless Buddy's gonna come back and substitute and team with Brody King, and he might come back soon. I don't know. I don't see why you take the titles off of Brodito here. And personally, I think that they're going to find a way to have Okada leave Takeshita high and dry. And Takeshita's going to end up taking the pin. Or they do the reverse and Takeshita's like, no, I don't want to deal with you. And that's it. I just see Brodito winning, but I'm not sure exactly how they go about it. And maybe they'll motivate Okada to not be a lazy slug. Because for 90% of his AEW run, he has been. I don't care if he's not what he once was in New Japan. He's getting paid a shit ton of money that Takeshita fucking deserves. And Okada needs to basically get a, cold, hard slap of reality. So I got Brodito winning. Because if they get into Okada and Takeshita, it's going to be a short-term thing. And it'd be bouncing the titles around too much. Statlander against Toni Storm, AEW Women's title. I have Statlander winning. I have nothing against Toni, but I think Toni could go into other feuds because Toni doesn't really need the championship. Statlander just won it. There's somebody that said, Statlander could lose it here and realize, because she she refused the Death Riders, offer, that's why she lost it. If they go with that story and they put Statlander with the Death Riders, they might as well just say, Statlander, we don't care about you. Because that's basically what they'd be saying to me. And a lot of fans that think like I do, they're sick of the Death Riders. So I guess Statlander winning, though. Because Toni is Teflon and she can not have the championship and be just fine. Kyle Fletcher against Mark Briscoe for the TNT title. Kyle wins. Mark ain't going to win it yet. He might win it at Full Gear. He might win it at World's End. They need to have Kyle run with the championship for a bit. Unless they are legit going to just slot him in to another thing. Maybe he wins the Continental Classic and he goes on a run with that championship. Unless you do something like that, you might as well just have Mark Briscoe crowned at World's End. Because then, at least, Kyle has had it for a number of months, and then you just maybe finally have Kyle beat Hangman at goddamn Revolution. Yeah, you run that match back, but it would be something. So, I got Kyle winning, and then Jurassic Express, whoa, against the Broke Bucks, a 500K challenge. So Jurassic Express will get the victory, because they just reunited, and it will be 20 minutes of them doing stuff. And it won't benefit anybody. Because nobody cares about the Bucks. So, there we go. That's it. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. There's two more matches. Hangman Adam Page against Samoa Joe for the AEW World title. I want it to be Samoa Joe. Not because I have anything against Hangman personally. He's held the championship for just over 3 months. But they wrote themselves into a corner. Joe should run with the championship again. But he's not going to be able to. And he only held the championship for 4 months last time? From the end of 2023 into early 2024. Hangman is going to end up retaining here. And I think it will be a pretty good match, but they need to keep some of the match times short on this so we can not be totally exhausted. The viewers in the arena, the viewers at home, the viewers on the International Space Station are possibly watching the stream. We need to make sure that nobody just is fighting sleep by the end of this thing. So, Hangman wins. And if Joe wants to choke him out afterwards and you want to go to another TV match after this, I'm fine. But Joe, bless him, want him to win. He's not going to win. And in Darby versus Mox, I Quit match. I shouldn't say I don't care how you do it. Just have Darby win. Just have Darby win, please. Just for the love of God. Because I bet you Gabe Kidd, all the Death Riders, I bet you Danielson's going to finally interfere. Because it'll be, not a year to the day. Because it'll be a few days after the anniversary of, basically doing the honors for Jon Moxley. It being one of the worst main event finishes I've seen. And we all knew Moxley was going to win. But it's how he won. The thing is this needs to be the definitive end of this. But it won't be. Darby will win. For the love of God, Darby better win. Because him saying I quit or him being knocked out or whatever, being unable to continue, will kill his gimmick. It'll kill the gimmick. Unfortunately, this is going to continue to blood and guts because nobody is allowed to just have any peace. And blood and guts better be the goddamn end of it. Because I said I'll go to World's End. If blood and guts is not the end of this Death Rider stuff, and I'm not talking Moxley being kicked out and Garcia or whatever taking over. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking the definitive end where the Death Riders must disband. They got to do something in a hard reset before the end of this year. So that's all I got to say. I'm looking forward to WrestleDream as far as some of the matches. I'm not all that inspired by some of the choices. Some of these seem like TV matches, and I really hope that they can cut down on the runtime and have it be a nice tight 4 hours with the pre-show. Have the main show go 3.5 hours. Pre-show goes 1 hour, and that's fine. But if they have that main show go 4 hours plus, it's going to be a problem. So those are my predictions. Let me know yours in the comments, please. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, Blue Sky handles in the description. I'm John Ritlin, and until we're back for WrestleDream, happy trails to you.